Friends, Cowboy Jobu here with the Jobu Report. And as always, thank you for subscribing and being part of the Jobu Report by spreading the mojo. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what the heck are you waiting for? Click over here on the picture of me and Sean Lee. Now, sadly, no Dallas Cowboys football today after we beat the Washington Redskins on Thanksgiving. We know who the real turkeys are. But today, they're still talking about the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Redskins. Of course, Josh Norman versus Dez Bryant. Michael Irvin calls out Josh Norman as being a dirty player. Your thoughts on it, friends? If you look at the film, I believe he really is. But let's go to the tape and see what they have to say this morning.
And then they go face to face. Prescott keeps. Touchdown. Jackson is wide open. Into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown. End zone. Touchdown. That score has made this really interesting. It is along the sideline and out of bounds. How about the Cowboys? They've won 10 straight. Those two jawing at each other. They're going at it.
I won't say emotional on my end. I'm going to say emotional on his end. Because I was perfectly fine. I was just wearing this out the whole night.
I played him 3-4 times now. And those times, I only think he broke 30 yards. I'm just speaking for himself. If you feel like you won't have that, then go play with the kids in the playground.
And the largest regular season viewing audience in 20 years in the National Football League watched that game on Thanksgiving. Ian Rappaport, you've chatted with Josh Norman since then. What did he tell you?
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone on Friday night, and Rich, he seemed a little baffled with all of this media attention. I asked him a couple times about the competition between him and Dez Bryant, and as Norman told me, what competition are we actually talking about? He said it's not a competition if one guy shows up and the other guy does not, to which I said, okay. Norman also said that Dez gets up for this. It is clear that he is someone who Dez puts in his crosshairs, but as Norman pointed out, he faces top receivers every week. For him, this really is just the norm. It's just like facing all of the other top receivers in the league that Norman does every week. He believes it is a much bigger deal to Dez than it is to him. He considers Dez really just another guy that he faces. But he says, yes, the Cowboys are good. Obviously, they're a good team. Dez does not carry them. They carry themselves. Clearly, Norman doesn't really understand what all the hubbub is about, Rich.
Oh, boy. Okay, Ian, thanks very much. And that's how we take things into the studio here. Look, we all know it's an emotional game. And it's just, you know, my blood's still boiling from just over the weekend myself. You know, I scared my 5-year-old over the spot of a football by screaming and yelling. And I'm not playing, okay? So I turn to the guys that are playing. And Marshall, you first. What are your thoughts on this whole scenario?
It's just bad. I mean, what we saw between the two of them, and I should say this, for Josh, I mean, it's starting to be a regular thing with Josh and other receivers, not just Dez, and how he goes about. I don't know if it's a mental thing with him trying to get guys out of their games, or I really don't know what it is, but the excess stuff, the extra stuff with the legs and pushing and all that, it just play football. And I keep thinking about it. It's bigger than Josh and Dez. This is kind of the football we watch now and we see now. Back in the day, you didn't see guys really with the extra stuff. So much went on during the game, and if you were a shutdown corner, you were going against a top receiver, or if we were the best offense going against the best defense, we let our play speak. And you were allowed to get physical and have fun within the confines of the game. Because of how the game is now, to where a lot of things are called, you can't get physical. Guys starting to talk a lot more. There's a lot of guys have heart. They're brave now. I mean, yes, they're brave now. And it's just totally different, Rich. I would never say anything to a defender and the likes of what Dez said, knowing that my football future is in his hands if he just decides to take a shot on me.
I'll tell you what really jumps out to me is when these guys just start talking about, well, he only had 3 catches against me. It's like, back in the day, it was like we either won or we lost. If we lost, I didn't do enough. I don't care what else happened in the game. If I lost, I didn't do enough, as opposed to, well, you only had 3 catches on me. I mean, I'm good. I did my, no. And so that's the stuff, it becomes so much about me, and what did I do? when this is a we game. This is a team game. That's what it's all about, winning and losing as a team. And that's, I think, the thing that jumps out to me, especially with all these kids watching, and I coach high school football, and you see all of that stuff, Coach, you know, pointing to the back of the jersey. Man, it's what's on the front of the jersey, and it's about a team more than individuals. But I see all these battles becoming individual battles, as well as, you know, we're keeping all these individual stats, and that's the thing about it.
And we're going to encourage in those individual battles. And I've been out there on the end, and I enjoy those battles.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy them, but I enjoy them within the game. It's not just Josh. Dez is going to put out film where he shows he was beating Josh, but they didn't throw you the ball. I don't want to see that. It doesn't matter. You know, let's be real here. All Dez should have said was, "I won the game, man. We won the game. We're 10-1, and we're moving on." They got to put out no film. I don't got to tell you how much money you spent on him, if that's crazy, whatever that is, because the next man that's coming up at cornerback, I want him to get his money off Josh's contract too. Whatever, that's all something else. But on the football field, let's play football. I've been in great one-on-one battles, and there's some great cornerbacks that are wearing gold jackets today. And I've never seen some of the stuff that I've seen. We don't talk about this enough with Josh Norman. And watch the stuff that Josh Norman has done on the football field. But we spend so much time talking about Odell Beckham that we don't talk about all the extra stuff. Picking people up, body slamming people. He did that both times in this battle against Odell Beckham. And then this time, he's grabbing Dez's foot, twisting his foot, all of that stuff. Look at this. It's like, come on, man. Come on, play the game of football. You got talent. You want to be a shutdown corner. Shut it down on the football field between the whistles. Don't be doing all of that junk. Every week is something. One week Josh is arguing about the referee 88. Now this week is Dez Bryant 88. I don't know who it's going to be. What 88 next week? He's going to talk about me. Whatever it is, man. Just play football.
Now he's going to talk about you.
Yeah, just play football. Let your football play.
Michael, I love your passion, guys. And you guys are referring to back in the day. You're not that old, guys, okay? It wasn't that long ago that you were out there, and when I was coaching too. And Michael, you played against some great corners, just like I coached again with Jerry Rice and Dion, or Darryl Green, or T.O. against Charles Woodson when he was a great corner. And they would have some, for 3 hours, vicious battles, right? But then you let it go after the game's over.
Right.
I don't know if that's respecting your opponent or respecting the game or whatever that is. But right now I see some self-promotion going on, all right? And Josh needs to tone it down just a little bit too, all right? Because he's not just on Beckham, he's on the officials, he's on Dez. Who's next? Who's next? I got a feeling that he would like to, you know, stir it up with somebody else. And then I hate to see that after the game shoving around on the field when you ought to be shaking hands.
It's over. It's over. Let me tell you something, Coach. I played against Dion. I got one catch for 4 yards in a game that we won. I scanned through the paper the next day. Dion wasn't saying, "Yeah, we lost the game, but Mike only had one catch for 4 yards." You know, we won the game. That's all that bothered him. We won the game. I played against Dion, had 13 catches for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns, and we lost. And I went in that locker room, tucked my head and cried because we lost. So it's all about the wins and the losses.
So what's the fix? Because it's just what can fix this? Because as a fan sitting home, I think Josh is one of the best in his craft. Yeah. Des is one of the best in his craft. The world is wide enough for everybody.
It is. Exactly. Michael mentioned it. There's going to be a battle today of great players, right? JJ, PP, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? They're going to be pros. They're going to do it the right way and have a heck of a battle.
There's no fix for this. I mean, the guys on the field, they have to understand that the game is bigger than them. And the product that you put on the field, you're representing past players, present players, and future players.
They're trying to have personality, and that's not what personality is. That's ignorance, man. Let's get back to respecting the game and playing the game.
That's it.
It's all that social media junk that's out there.
And what about the other side? Just that I want to go against a great player, and I want to let everybody know he was a great player, and I went against him, and I had a good game against a great player, as opposed to knocking everybody else down and saying, well, he's not any good. I want to play against the best and be able to be the best against them.
It's out of here.
They're done for the year, at the very least, unless, of course, there's somehow, some way, a third matchup sometime in January.